Hello and welcome to episode 28 of the Neon 1000, my continuing exploration of this book, given away with Neon magazine in the late 90s. So I've hit the first bump in the road in my quest. So with every section thus far, I have made an alternative modern list, movies that were released after 1997, which is when this was published. But with some categories, it's not possible to make a modern list. For instance, coming up there is a Bond movie section. There's only been 8 of those made since 1997. There's also a carry-on movies section, and there hasn't been a new one of those since 1992. In those scenarios, I'll be coming up with alternative lists, stuff that wasn't thought of at the time. For instance, comic book movies, video game movies, or I'll be trying to have something that's close to the original list. So in this case, I've got the spirit of Blaxplotation. So Blaxplotation movies were largely made in the 70s. There are a few made sort of in the 80s, but by like early 90s, it's a genre that doesn't exist really. So I found films that I think encapsulate the spirit of Blaxplotation. Jackie Brown from 1997, Quentin Tarantino's hotly anticipated follow-up to Pulp Fiction, starring Blaxplotation queen Pam Grier. It's an adaptation of an Elmore Leonard novel called Rum Punch. There are quite a few of his novels that were adapted in this time period, including Out of Sight and Get Shorty. So all within a few years of each other. The film pays homage to Blaxplotation movies, including Kofi and Foxy Brown, both of which starred Pam Grier. Coincidence? Death Proof from 2007, another Tarantino movie. This was made as part of the Grindhouse double bill with Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror. Basically, it's a bunch of pretty faces being stalked by a man in an indestructible car. Exploitation, Blaxploitation, Grindhouse movies all fall under the same umbrella pretty much. Grindhouse movies tend to be a bit more extreme and a bit more weird. But other than that, yeah, same thing. Machete from 2010. As part of the Grindhouse double bill, there are a bunch of fake movie trailers made by people like Rob Zombie and Edgar Wright. Films that never actually existed other than in this trailer. One of them was for a film called Machete, which this particular trailer was made by Robert Rodriguez, who later decided to make it into an actual film. Machete sees Mexican tough man Danny Trejo sent to America to kill a senator, but is double-crossed and then has to find his double-crossers. Make them pay, mother. This is often described as a Mexploitation movie that goes alongside with Robert Rodriguez's other films such as El Mariachi and Desperado. Basically, the Blaxploitation lens moved to Mexican culture. Django Unchained from 2010, Tarantino's third movie to make the list. Is it his last? Yeah, it is. The film sees Jamie Foxx's freed slave turned bounty hunter cross the country in search of his wife and kill any mother who gets in his way. Jordan Peele's directorial debut, Get Out from 2017, which sees a black man go to visit his white girlfriend's parents. There he discovers a sinister cult where old white people have their consciousness transferred to the bodies of young black people, enslaving their bodies and imprisoning their mind. And if that isn't a metaphor for Blaxploitation movies, I don't know what is. BlacKkKlansman from 2018, Spike Lee's true story of a black police officer who infiltrates the Ku Klux Klan, but only on the phone. He then needs a body double, which is then played by his Jewish partner. Sticking it to Whitey. There is actually a discussion between the main character and his Black Panther girlfriend about the best Blaxploitation movie. Dolomite Is My Name from 2019, Eddie Murphy's best film in years, sees him play Rudy Ray Moore, a struggling comedian who creates a foul-mouthed kung fu fighting alter ego called Dolomite, and then basically makes a bunch of movies as that character. He was a mainstay of sort of the Blaxploitation era. Candyman from 2021, a sequel to the 1992 classic, which follows the irritating trend of giving a sequel the same name as the original. The young artist explores the myth of a hook-handed killer that haunts a housing project, but when the bodies start piling up, he has to question whether it is the work of the Candyman or his descent into madness. They Clone Tyrone from 2023, where a drug dealer, a pimp and a prostitute uncover a conspiracy of cloning and mind control. And finally, American fiction, also from 2023, where a frustrated novelist is sick of the cliche tropes of black entertainment. As a form of protest, he creates his streetwise alter ego who writes a novel about living on the streets. It's all meant to be a big joke. It basically becomes a bestseller and is up for awards. Okay, so that's my list that I believe encapsulates the spirit of Blaxplotation. What should I have left off the list? What should I have included? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time. So long, farewell.